His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Shafira Palace Dr. Ali Mohammed Fakhro, accompanied by Dr. Hisham Abdul Wahab Al Sheikh, who presented to His Majesty a book written by Dr. Hisham entitled Dr. Ali Mohammed Fakhro, Pioneer of Thought and Development. His Majesty expressed his thanks for this valuable book, noting the effort exerted in preparing it, which documents important aspects and stations of Dr. Ali Mohammed Fakhro's life and career as one of the prominent Bahraini and Arab intellectuals who enriched the national scene with their contributions in various fields. His Majesty praised his contributions to the National March as one of Bahrain's men who provided great services to the country through the responsibilities and tasks he assumed in the state, especially in the education sector, health, diplomatic corps and others, wishing him abundant health and continued success. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Shafira Palace the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Cyprus, Konstantinos Kompos, upon his visit to the kingdom. The Minister conveyed to His Majesty the greetings and appreciation of the President of Cyprus, Nikos Christolides, and his wishes of further progress and prosperity to Bahrain and its people. His Majesty the King hailed the close relations between Bahrain and Cyprus, which witnessed continuous development and growth in many fields. His Majesty welcomed the Minister and asked him to convey his greetings to the Cypriot President and his wishes of continued growth and prosperity to the Cypriot people. His Majesty the King and the Minister reviewed ways to support and develop friendship ties and enhance aspects of cooperation in various important aspects, especially economic, trade and investment. His Majesty noted that such visits reflect the mutual keenness to develop joint work and aspire to broader horizons of bilateral cooperation to serve common interests. The meeting discussed a number of current issues and developments of common interest at the regional and global levels. For his part, the Cypriot Minister expressed thanks and appreciation to His Majesty for the warm welcome and generous hospitality, and for His Majesty's keenness to consolidate the historic relations between the two countries and developing cooperation at all levels. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Shafira Palace members of the Board of Directors of the Bahrain Business Women's Society, headed by its President Dr. Fatima Abdul Jabbar Al-Kuhiji, to greet His Majesty. His Majesty praised the important role played by the Bahraini Business Women's Society in serving and developing the national economy through its various programs and activities to qualify and train female entrepreneurs and enhance the role of Bahraini women in economic and commercial development, as women have achieved outstanding success in these vital sectors. His Majesty praised the Society's constructive and positive participation in various regional and international conferences and meetings to enhance the Kingdom's position and leadership, and highlight the many successes and achievements of Bahraini women and their valuable contributions in serving their community, which enhanced the growing role of women and reflected their competence and ability in various aspects of life. His Majesty expressed appreciation for the fruitful efforts undertaken by the Society in promoting economic and commercial cooperation with relevant institutions in Bahrain and brotherly and friendly countries, reflecting the civilised and distinguished image enjoyed by Bahraini women throughout Bahrain's long history. His Majesty also expressed pride in the achievements of women in the fields of the national action and their active contributions to the development and decision-making process, their efforts in political participation and the assumption of the highest leadership positions locally, regionally and globally. The President and members of the Society expressed happiness and gratitude for meeting His Majesty the King, expressing their appreciation for His Majesty's opinions and directives in supporting the role of Bahraini women and everything related to the development process witnessed by Bahrain under His Majesty's wise leadership, praying to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty and grant him success. Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Gudaibiya Palace. The Cabinet affirmed the importance of the discussions held between His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the President of the Kyrgyz Republic, Sandia Japarov, in strengthening bilateral cooperation and enhancing investment opportunities between the two countries. The Cabinet also highlighted the significance of the agreements and memoranda of understanding signed during the visit, following a report submitted by the Minister of Foreign Affairs on the outcomes of the discussions and agreements. The Cabinet commended the success of the Social Housing Innovation Summit and Exhibition held in line with the directives of His Majesty the King to accelerate the allocation of 50,000 housing units and enhance public services for Bahraini families. The event was inaugurated on behalf of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, by the Deputy Prime Minister. The Cabinet highlighted the strong interest shown by citizens in the new housing financing options and the active engagement of the private sector. The Cabinet expressed appreciation to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning and Eskan Bank for organising the initiative, aligning with the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to broaden awareness of available financing programmes. This followed a memorandum submitted by the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning. The Cabinet also commended the national press for its vital contributions to national development, emphasising its role in promoting credibility and integrity in celebration of the upcoming Labour Day. The Cabinet expressed its appreciation for the national workforce's dedication and contributions across all sectors, recognising the critical role in the Kingdom's continued development and prosperity. The Cabinet then reviewed and approved several memorandums, including a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft declaration of the Global Media Dialogue at the World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft memorandum of understanding on the cooperation in infrastructure development between the Ministry of Industry and Commerce and the developers for infrastructure development for the Hafira Industrial Zone. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft resolution to issue regulations for student discipline across all public educational levels. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Community Services on labour market indicators for the first quarter of 2025, highlighting the progress of the two annual targets for employment and training. By the end of the first quarter of 2025, 24% of the annual target to employ 25,000 Bahrainis annually and 25% of the annual target to have 8,000 Bahrainis enter the labour market had been achieved. Regarding training, 28% of the annual target to train 15,000 Bahrainis annually had been achieved. These results reflect the agreements reached with the legislative authority during the discussion of Bahrain's general budget for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year and part of the ongoing implementation of the National Labour Market Plan 2023 to 2026. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs and the Government's response to 5 proposals and 1 draft law submitted by the Council for Representatives. The Cabinet then reviewed a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Community Services, highlighting the major achievements of public hospitals and primary healthcare centres in 2024. Finally, the Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports: the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 3rd Joint Ministerial Meeting of Strategic Dialogue between GCC countries and the Central Asian countries, the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 163rd session of the Council of the League of Arab States at the ministerial level, the outcomes of the official visit of the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications and Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the King Hamad Global Centre for Peaceful Coexistence to the Vatican, representing His Majesty the King at the funeral ceremonies of His Holiness Pope Francis, the outcomes of the participation in the 51st session of the Arab Labour Conference, updates on planned external visits by Bahraini ministers and scheduled visits to Bahrain by foreign ministers in May 2025. Headed by the Shura Council Chairman Ali Al-Saleh, the Shura Council delegation participated in the 3rd edition of the South-South Parliamentary Dialogue Forum, which is being held under the patronage of the Moroccan monarch, and organised by the House of Councillors of Morocco in cooperation with the Association of Senate, Shura and equivalent councils in Africa and the Arab world. The forum comes under the slogan Interregional and Continental Dialogues in the Countries of the South, an essential lever to face the new challenges of international cooperation and achieve peace, security, stability and common development. The chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Al-Saleh, met with the Shura Council Speaker of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Abdullah Al-Sheikh, and Speaker of the Federal National Council of the UAE, Saga Gabash, in a joint meeting in the Moroccan capital, Rabat, on the sidelines of participating in the third edition of the South-South Parliamentary Dialogue Forum, organised by the Moroccan Council of Advisors in cooperation with the Association of Senate, Shura and similar councils in Africa and the Arab world. Al-Saleh stressed that the Gulf parliamentary relations represent a key pillar in supporting the march of GCC countries. He praised the level of the deep-rooted fraternal relations between GCC countries and the continuous development and growth they are witnessing, expressing his aspiration to push for more joint GCC parliamentary work. The Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Engineer Wael Al-Mubarak, emphasised that Bahrain is witnessing continuous growth in the urban development and investment sectors. He highlighted that the construction sector recorded the issuance of 2,637 building permits during the first quarter of 2025, an increase of 62% compared to the same period in 2024, noting that this figure is the highest since 2021. Reflecting positive indicators of economic growth and serving as an incentive to maintain high efficiency and performance. The Minister said that the total licensed building area reached approximately 862,000 square metres, an increase of 70% compared to the first quarter of the previous year. He noted that these figures reflect the Kingdom's effectiveness to investments. Al-Mubarak added that the Benayat system contributed to the issuance of 522 licences within a short period, enhancing performance efficiency and speeding up project completion. He emphasised that the system significantly contributed to developing the licensing mechanism in line with Bahrain Economic Vision 2030. The Minister of Tourism, Fatima Al-Sarafi, participated in the Arabian Travel Market 2025. Al-Sarafi explained that the market is one of the largest and most important events specialised in the travel and tourism sector in the region and the world. She said that it highlights the future aspects of travel and tourism, focusing on the role of communication in shaping the next stage. She pointed out that Bahrain is keen to be present in such major international events. On the sidelines of the Arabian travel market, the Minister met with the UAE Minister of Economy, Abdullah Al-Mari, and the Minister of Heritage and Tourism in Oman, Salam Al-Marouki, where they discussed the prospects of cooperation in tourism, emphasising the importance of strengthening partnerships to serve common interests and enhance tourism development plans in GCC countries. The Kingdom of Bahrain celebrates World Day for Safety and Health at Work on April the 28th annually. On this occasion, the Minister of Legal Affairs and Acting Labour Minister, Joseph Khalaf, noted Bahrain's dedication to fostering a safe work environment by enhancing monitoring and inspection to mitigate workplace hazards. More in this report.
On World Day for Safety and Health at Work, the Kingdom of Bahrain reaffirms its commitment to a safe working environment, aligning with international standards and protecting human welfare in various productive sectors. Within this framework, the relevant ministries and authorities have intensified inspection of construction sites and commercial establishments, strengthening occupational health and safety supervisors for a safer environment. To further enhance field protection, steps have been implemented to regulate summer working hours, reducing extreme weather exposure while prioritizing work safety alongside production needs and health balance. To promote the health and safety of workers, a decision was issued to extend the summer work ban by 3 months, with the aim of creating a healthy and a sustainable work environment that further enhances the stability of the labor market and the competitiveness of the national economy at the regional and international levels. With this integrated approach, Bahrain is establishing itself as a regional model in occupational health and safety, placing human safety at the center of its comprehensive development vision.
The Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed Juma, held a meeting with the Senior Director of Development and Recognition at the International Baccalaureate Organisation, the IBO, Mary Tadros, and Director of Development and Recognition at IBO, Dr. Kauthar Sadaldin. They discussed details of implementing the IB project in public schools under the supervision of the Education Ministry. During the meeting, Dr. Juma discussed steps to start implementing the project in the coming period in a selected sample of preparatory and secondary schools. He praised the cooperation of the organisation with the Ministry in implementing this quality project, as Bahrain is the first GCC country to implement this project in its public schools. Tadros praised the development of the educational system in Bahrain and looked forward to starting the implementation of the first phase of the project in the coming period. The Chief Executive of the Information and E-Government Authority, Mohammed Akhaid, confirmed that during 2024 the authority's statistics and population registry sector achieved a number of notable achievements. Akhaid pointed out that the statistics of identity and population registry during 2024 showed that more than 900,000 transactions related to identity, population and civil registry services were completed. The transactions included the issuance and renewal of more than 405,000 identity cards. He explained that the authority launched a number of new e-services through the Bahrain Open Data Portal. The portal provided 435 databases from 40 government entities and recorded more than 9 million visits, with data downloaded 128,000 times. He pointed out that there are many future projects that the authority is working on, such as the Tourism Survey, the Labour Force Survey, and updating the base year for national account estimates. Bahrain Defence Force Royal Medical Services Military Hospital inaugurated the Village robotic assisted solution for knee replacement, the first and only robot of its kind in the Middle East. On the occasion, the Commander of the Royal Medical Services and Consultant Orthopaedic Surgeon, Brigadier General Sheikh Fahad bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, said that efforts continue to keep pace with the latest developments in healthcare to ensure quality and improve the services provided. More in this report.
In a pioneering step that reflects the medical progress in the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Royal Medical Services inaugurated the first VELOS robotic-assisted solution for knee replacement in the Middle East, which constitutes a qualitative addition to the health sector and is part of ongoing efforts to adopt the latest technologies to enhance the quality of healthcare and improve surgical outcomes, in line with the principles of comprehensive development and Bahrain's Economic Vision 2030. VELOS is an advanced surgical device that provides high diagnostic operative accuracy by customizing treatment to each patient's individual anatomy and displaying live data images during surgery. The operations performed using this device have yielded successful results, minimizing bone damage and significantly facilitating recovery. The Royal Medical Services attach considerable importance to training medical staff on modern technologies to ensure the optimal use of the potential provided by these advanced surgical systems. It is also committed to provide high-quality health services by investing in human competencies and advanced equipment to enhance the levels of care and meet the needs and aspirations of citizens.
The National Ambulance Project announced the expansion of its field initiatives by introducing the First Responder Motorcycle Ambulance Service as part of its ongoing efforts to develop the services provided to citizens and residents. The service aims to respond quickly to emergency cases and keep pace with global progress in the field of ambulance and safety. The National Ambulance Project is keen to continue to develop the services provided to citizens and residents. The service is implemented according to the latest international standards and by benefiting from distinguished international experiences and expertise to ensure a rapid response to medical emergencies. The service is one of those initiatives and distinctive ideas that contribute to the development of work and enhance the quality of services provided in coordination between the National Ambulance Government Hospitals, Bahrain Defence Force Hospital, King Hamad University Hospital and Mohammed bin Khalifa Specialised Heart Centre. The National Cybersecurity Centre, the NCSC, assigned a cooperation agreement with OSP Cyber Academy within the framework of hosting a British pavilion in the third edition of the Arab International Cybersecurity Conference and Exhibition. The agreement was signed by the CEO of the NCSC, Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, and the CEO of OSP Cyber Academy, Thomas McCarthy. This milestone emphasises the bilateral relations between the two countries and highlights the shared commitment to advancing digital transformation, cybersecurity and e-learning initiatives. Alistair Long, Ambassador of the UK to Bahrain, was present. As part of the agreement, both sides committed to developing a comprehensive, interactive e-curriculum for all educational stages in the Kingdom. The curriculum will address key topics in cybersecurity and digital citizenship, aiming to raise students' digital awareness and strengthening their cybersecurity skills.